Accused of poisoning his ex-girlfriend on Valentine's Day. Now Joseph Merlino says he's on a hunger strike. You can see the difference in his face over the course of a year. In court today, Merlino asked the judge to continue the murder trial against him. 13 News Now reporter Stephen Graves shows us what happened after the judge said no.
40 pounds lighter. You can see the difference here in Joseph Merlino from last year to today. A thinner figure, more gaunt face. The Virginia Beach Sheriff's Office says he's going on 2 months of declining solid food. All he's consuming is Gatorade. So the Sheriff's Office wanted a judge to rule on whether he should be force-fed. That hearing was continued, though, which means the strike will most likely go on. Merlino's first-degree murder trial is next week. He's been in jail for more than a year after allegedly poisoning his ex-girlfriend Ellie Tran on Valentine's Day 2017. His public defender wanted the trial pushed back, mainly because of his client's physical condition. In court, we heard that Merlino is not eating because of paranoia in the jail. Deputies took the stand, though, saying Merlino has been joking about his health and the strike. Tran's sister from Vietnam took the stand, saying a continuance would be heartbreaking, the judge ultimately deciding things will stay as planned. And that trial is supposed to last for 5 days. That hearing over the force-feeding issue is still supposed to happen, but right now it's not scheduled until after the trial. Reporting in Virginia Beach, Stephen Graves, 13 News Now.